The fact that you have an edge does not mean that you are a trader. I'm sorry to say this to disappoint you. You are just a human being with a skill set without the mindset. Anytime you think about a thought, you're already defeated. So when we talk about trading psychology, people think it's just an abstract concept. It is not. It's an actual technical thing you can study, just like support and resistance. What you will realize is that you make money, you lose it, you make money, you lose it, and then you cannot really pinpoint why it's happening. So at some point, I realized that the reason why it's like that was because something was missing. Something was missing in my life. Something was missing in the knowledge. There was a gap. She's going to be emotional. If she's losing $100, that is the child's school fees. So you cannot just say, don't be emotional. So we have associated levels to be increased, which is good. But that is not all that there is. Every single time you reach a point that you find yourself complaining a lot, it means you have reached a point of transformation, but you have decided not to. Today, my message today for traders, very powerful title that I came up with while I was in meditation, is called Grow, Trader, Grow. In order for you to become a different kind of trader, what you need is knowledge. So the first thing you need to go to the next level is, I always tell people this, that if you see me and I'm able to do it, you can do it. You see, in this industry, one of the things that I just realized is that the infrastructures in the financial market is not built for the average retail trader to make money. So what you will realize is that you make money, you lose it, you make money, you lose it, and then you cannot really pinpoint why it's happening. So at some point, I realized that the reason why it's like that was because something was missing. Something was missing in my life. Something was missing in the knowledge. There was a gap. So I came across an amazing video by a very respected person in this industry. His name is Anton Creel. And he was talking about how retail traders will never make money. And I said, if this is so, then all the tears and all the crying, do I have to just quit now? So one thing that I just realized was, at that time I was coming out of anxiety and panic attack disorders. So I was taking some couple of few medications here and there that was prescribed by my doctor. But it was not working. And so I realized that at some point when I heard what Anton Creel said, I was able to pinpoint that into science. And I realized that in this industry, people talk about technicals and edges a lot. And there is no problem with that. You need a skill set. But I always tell people this, that the same knife we use to cook is the same knife someone can use to hurt someone. There is no problem with the knife. It is the mindset holding the knife. Let's say, for example, right now you walk up to me and tell me, Cliff, I want to become a soldier. I'll give you guns, ammunition, uniforms, and every single thing. You don't become a soldier. You are just a civilian with guns. It makes you dangerous. But that same individual, I'll give them 3 years. Let them go to the military camp. Come back again, you will call that person a soldier. What changed? The face didn't change. The hands didn't change. Probably their outfit wouldn't change. So why are you now calling that person a soldier? So same thing here in trading. The fact that you have an edge does not mean that you are a trader. I'm sorry to say this to disappoint you. You are just a human being with a skill set without the mindset. So what is happening is you will lose and you're wondering, why did I lose? So a soldier doesn't go like, why didn't I win the war? They know why. They are tactical and they also have the mindset. So that was the gap. And so many years ago, when I got the vision by the grace of God, when I started, nobody was really talking about trading psychology. One person, and may his soul rest in peace, Mark Douglas. Now, I'm pretty much sure a lot of you guys know and I've read about his book, Trading in the Zones, an amazing individual. Now, one thing that happened was I kept on listening to Mark Douglas, and his information will keep on helping you, but something was missing. You see, trading psychology is beyond just an abstract concept. What I mean by that is, if you tell me, Cliff, show me love, what do I do to show you love? Do I buy you a gift? Do I take you to trips? So that is how people see trading psychology. So I like your presentation. One part you said mindfulness. I believe in it a lot. Because when it comes to trading psychology, it is something you do, not something you think about. This is the problem. Because I've been in this industry for a while. I've worked for different companies here and there, heading as an education director. And one thing I normally see is that In my experience, in let's say, for example, network marketing spaces, you will see people telling that single mother that come and trade. Now, I don't have any problem you suggesting trading to that single mother. But one thing you need to know is that that woman, if it's $1,000, that is all that she has. How do you tell that individual, do not be emotional? She's going to be emotional. If she's losing $100, that is the child's school fees. So you cannot just say, don't be emotional. How do you become emotionally intelligent? We are going to talk about trading in a bit. I want to talk about something. Every single time that I'm invited to anywhere, the first thing that I do is I meditate on the theme of the event. So I heard about your theme, and beautiful theme. It says next level. So when I came here, I was sitting down and I saw become a profitable trader. I was very interested in that as well. So when I was meditating on the word next level, I kept on listening. I was praying and I was just meditating on that. You see, because of perception, that is why we act the way we act. And you may not know me, you may never have met me before, but for the sake of your destiny and for your trading career, forget about the person standing in front of you. I go to places to speak for the love I have for the people, not because I want to have a name. As he said, I traveled all the way just to come here for this event. And he messaged me, and I've never met him in person before, and it's a privilege and honor to meet him for the first time. And when he told me what he wants to do for the community, that's the truth. This is the first time I'm meeting him. And, you know, my team and I, of course, we went back and forth because sometimes we want to make sure the core vision of what we have that God has given to us matches what we do with people. So that is all the reason why we're doing that. However, something touched my heart. And when he came on the camera and I saw him, I said, this guy is different. There is something about him. He has love for the community. I've never met you before. So when I was meditating on the theme, next level, one thing that came into my mind was, you see, growing up in Ghana a little bit, something always used to happen. Let's say if you go to school and you are failing your exams and you are not able to go to the next level, that means that you are going to be repeating your course. Do you guys hear me? Am I doing something wrong? Okay. So that means if you are in grade 1 and you are not able to go to grade 2, we will say that you couldn't go to the next level. So we have associated levels to be increased, which is good, but that is not all that there is. So next level can also mean that you were in B and you have to turn from B back to A. It means that you can be in A and you can go straight up to D, next level. So when I was meditating, I was like, what makes somebody go to the next level? And I realized it is a pivotal point of everybody's life called transformation. So every single time, and I'm going to tell you guys a quick story before we go into the trading part. So we all know the bird eagle, an amazing bird we all talk about all the time because he has so many things we can learn from. So the eagle gets to a point in age that it has two options, either to give up and die or to go through a very serious transformation. What that simply means is that their feathers and their beaks and their claws has become so heavy that they can't fly the way they used to fly when they are in their youth. So what happens is that he has to either fly to the highest top of the mountain of the altitude and pluck out the claws and crash the beak on a stone to make sure it breaks, and then a new one will grow and come back again. What the eagle is doing is that they are becoming transformed to become a different renewal bird. Now, you see, we as individuals, one thing we don't understand about mental transformation is it's not a choice. We all get there. Now, one thing that happens is every single time you reach a point that you find yourself complaining a lot, it means you have reached a point of transformation, but you have decided not to. You see, there is something I posted on my Instagram one time and I said, when you hear the word pesticide, it means you are killing a pest. When you hear the word insecticide, it means you are killing an insect. When you hear the word homicide, it means somebody is killing someone. So when you hear the word decide, it means you have decided to do something and something else must die. Does that make sense? So the word side means to kill. So when you decide, you are killing every single thing else holding you back. Am I making sense? So the first thing you need to go to the next level is decision. So I don't know, you have made the first decision to come and sit down right here to listen to me, and as I was saying, I'm on it. You have no idea. I am not here with all humility. I'm not saying, oh, they are listening to me. It's a privilege for God to put you guys before me to hear me speak. Who am I? So I will do my best to make sure you leave here. The gentleman said something very interesting. I didn't know if it was a tag he picked. He said, you will never leave here the same way again. If you have ever been to any of my conferences, that is what I say. You will never leave here the same way again. Today, my message today for traders, very powerful title that I came up with while I was in meditation, is called Grow, Trader, Grow. Grow, trader, grow. In order for you to become a profitable trader, you need to grow. You see, one of the things that you will find in this industry about retail traders, truly and with all sincerity, is ignorance. Ignorance. You see, how do you grow? You don't grow by eating. When you eat, you increase. Yes. That is why you can find a 5-year-old boy and you'll be like, how old are you? Why are you asking him that? You heard something. Am I making sense? So one thing that I want you guys to understand is this. In order for you to become a different kind of trader, what you need is knowledge. Now, I cannot do justice today in this atmosphere by teaching you everything you need to know. However, I will provoke you. So if you are ready, I want you to tell to yourself, whether you shout it, whether you scream it, whether you meditate upon it by saying that I'm ready to go to the next level. Just tell yourself this. What we are doing right now is part of the psychology you are telling me to teach. So what did I say? Psychology is not something you think about. You know what is funny about thoughts? And I'll teach you guys. We'll go into in-depth. You see, every single time that you are going through a series of thinking, when you think about a thought, the thought defeats you. Did you get what I said? Anytime you think about a thought, you're already defeated. You defeat a thought by talking. So if right now you feel like you are losing and you think you are losing and you would think you are going to beat it by beating the thought, you're already lost. Am I making sense? So if in your mind something is telling you that you are not a profitable trader, what do you say? I am. So instead of you saying that become a profitable trader, just remove this and say what? Now imagine if you wake up every single day in the morning and you repeat, I am a profitable trader for at least 21 days, something will happen to your life. A lot of people don't believe. It's fine. The voice is low? No, it's fine. No, it's okay. He wanted you guys to get up and just chant I am, but we are not there yet. We'll get there. One thing that you need to understand is this, is that when we talk about trading psychology, what does that mean? I know you guys want me to talk about it, but I'll come there. The purpose of this event, truly from my heart, is that you leave here provoked that you will no more be an ignorant trader. I'll give you one area that people are ignorant, and you'll be surprised. I used to talk to my students multiple times, and I get messages here and there. People are like, Cliff, I want to join your mentorship, and I say, I don't mentor anyone. Truly, I don't. If you truly are serious, you will follow me on Instagram and YouTube. You will learn for free. Does that make sense? People sometimes just want to come to you. They don't want to learn. So I was talking to this individual and he said, I don't know why the brokers are manipulating me, yada, yada, yada. I said, what do you know about a brokerage? Have you ever heard that before? The brokers are manipulating me. What do you have? How much do you have? You told me that it's a 6-point-something trillion industry. What do you have? They don't even know who you are. No offense, but do you understand what I'm saying? We are like ants in the big sea. So then why are people saying they are being manipulated? Let me show you something. We have different type of brokers. In this business, it's a conflict of interest. Everybody wants to make money. Does that make sense? So we have different type of brokers. We have the STP, ECN, we have the market maker brokers, for sure. Now, in order for you to be able to have your trade be executed, somebody at the end needs to buy or sell for you. Is that true? So if you click buy, somebody needs to click sell for you to enter into the market, right? So with the market maker brokers, they provide the liquidity in-house. So what that simply means is that when you click buy now, it doesn't go to any liquidity provider. It stays in-house, meaning they have the liquidity to buy and sell for you. Now imagine if 1,000 people is clicking buy, because let's say you got a signal. What do you want the broker to do? Because remember, they are selling for you to get into the market. They're going to be losing if the trade goes to the direction. So what do? They hedge. Hedge means they have to now do the opposite of what they did to protect their capital. So hedging means capital preservation of risk management. So they are not manipulating you, they are protecting their capital. So you need to be happy knowing this is our business partners. However, it's a conflict of interest. I want to make money, they want to make money. So they want to survive, I want to survive. That's how the game works. So when you understand that, you stop saying they are manipulating me. You start saying that it's a conflict of business. So that means now you are not thinking because they are manipulating you, you stop being disciplined. Am I making sense? So it is knowledge, light, that makes you start acting differently. I always say this, that we don't see with our eyes, we see through it. Your actual mindset is your mind. So when you start to change your mindset, you start to see things differently. So when we talk about trading psychology, people think it's just an abstract concept. It is not. It's an actual technical thing you can study, just like support and resistance. Just like your SMCs. Yeah, an ICT trader, just like that as well. No offense. Just like anything that you study, right? But the truth of the matter is, let's say Mr. Ben comes to me. I'm teaching now, so I want you guys to pay attention. Let's say Mr. Ben walks up to me right now and say, Cliff, I want to drink water. And he has never had water in his life. Never had water. So I gave him vodka. It's transparent, no? Just like water. I don't know, I'll just here. But he had the vodka, which is also transparent, and he said, ouch. What is happening to him? Chest pains. Then he started feeling tipsy. So he came to me and said, Cliff, the water you gave me, I don't know why it's making me tipsy, but I'm tipsy. I said, don't worry, it's your first time you drank water, that's why. Vodka. So he came, he left, he went home, and he said, Cliff, can you give me a bottle of the water? Vodka, don't forget that. He took it home, he kept on drinking. After 2 months, he said, whoa, Cliff, you're right. My chest is not aching me anymore, and I'm not feeling dizzy anymore. But one thing he doesn't know, in medicine, we call something tolerance. The fact that your body has adjusted to it does not make it the truth. So now, what do you think will happen to his generation? He will pass on the vodka as water to his generations. So if somebody else comes and say, hey, what you have been drinking all this while is vodka and water, his generation will fight me. And some people will worship his generation still because it makes sense. Because they will tell us, hey, just drink the water for 2 months and you'll be fine. So you will see a pattern. So just like that in trading, pattern is more than just technicals. It's a word used to study something, to identify error and truth. Patterns. So how would you know that what he's drinking is not water? The pattern of the diseases the community have. Liver, kidneys being distressed. So the enlightened person will say something is wrong somewhere. Patterns. So in trading, when we say psychology in trading, is what is happening to you emotionally and physically when you are trading. Your cognitive functions, what is happening to it. So let's say, for example, you are about to trade. And in the morning, you woke up, you stayed in bed, kept on snoozing your alarm. You didn't do any meditation, no exercise, whatever. The truth of the matter is there is nothing you can do about that. You are dehydrated. You didn't even drink water. You have so many cortisols, chemicals in your system as hormones that is going to let you overreact. So even though you say you don't want to be emotional, and I told you don't be emotional, your chemicals in your body is saying, hey, I'm sorry, but I'm going to be emotional because you are stressed. If I give you paracetamol right now, you don't speak to the paracetamol and say, paracetamol, if you go into my body, fight these pains. It knows what to do. It's called mechanism of action. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if there are cortisol hormones in your body, you don't go like, I will not be emotional. You will be. So can I have you? I want to put you on the spot. Because you have been looking at me. They say if you find somebody in a crowd who looks at you is beautiful, I want you to frown your face. Frown as much as you can. Don't worry. They're fine. Who can frown? Can you frown? Try. So now if this gentleman frowns for 3 minutes straight, I promise you he'll be angry. Not because he's angry. Nothing is wrong. I can make him angry right now. As long as he keeps... So now that he is frowning his face, the body is receiving waves. So what is happening right now is that eventually you will be irritated. Do you understand what I'm saying? That is psychology. Now we're going to do something. Don't smile. Just show your teeth. Widen the corners of your lips. This is a smile. So if you say, Cliff, I don't feel like smiling, no, you're not ready to smile yet, because smile is not a feeling, it's something you do. So when he widens the corners of his lips and he shows his teeth, he's smiling. Eventually, his body will receive that information. Are you guys with me? Say psychology. Sit down, please. Thank you. Can we give me a round of applause, please? So now that you understand this small example, that means before you wake up to trade, what do you do? Now you understand trading routine. Your mentor will not force you again. You will run before you go into the trading room because you understand you want to do something to your body. Okay. No, it's not. They are learning. Emotions. As I said, I cannot really tell you guys a lot, but I'm going to provoke you this afternoon. You will be emotional. You must be emotional. And you are going to be emotional. I get emotional all the time. I'll never forget. One time I was having a layover in Doha. I couldn't get a straight flight to Dubai. So when I got to Doha, it was 13 hours. And I have made money. True story. So one of my trading buddies said, hey, he's buying gold. I'm bored. Let me just see. So took the trade. Didn't care in the beginning, But then to the trade, guess what happens? Lost the profit I made. Lost some of my own capital. I got so angry, I deleted my MT5. I was emotional. So you will get emotional. The problem is not emotions. It's that you are not emotionally intelligent. That's the difference. So how do you become emotional intelligence? What is emotional intelligence? It is awareness of your emotions as well as others and how to manage it. So that means when you get crossed on the road, and I'm going to tell you something again. Again, I'm trying to be very interactive. So if I call somebody else, it's fine. Who else? Can I get a lady and a gentleman? I want to show you something. I want to show you some emotional things again. Just a lady and a gentleman. Can you guys clap for them, please? One gentleman. You see, that's why if a woman becomes profitable in trading, she's dangerous. One lady and she just got up coming. Okay, so I want to show you guys one thing about how you can fix your emotions. Let's say, what's your name, please? Nice to meet you, okay? So let's say, for example, you go to a grocery store and then you see her over there. She's having one of the most worst days, but you don't know that. So you walked into the shop and then she kept on looking at you. She kept on, just look at him. I like that. This is the kind of frown I was looking for. So you kept on looking at him, and he was wondering, like, why is this girl looking at me? Until you left the place, she kept on looking at you. Now, when you go out, what would you tell your friends?
I'll tell them maybe I'm from there or something like that.
Yeah, like, what is going on, right? But before you went there, I tell you, this girl's going through a tough time. She has really gone through the worst year, God forbid. And every single thing is going south for her. So even when she's looking at people, it's like she's not looking at them. It's like she's just staring. Now you go into the same shop again. How would you feel?
The same shop again with
the same scenario, same face. But now you have I told you this before you went.
Okay, I wouldn't be mad at her.
You become. What changed?
The knowledge I had about her situation.
Okay, so this is how you fix emotions in trading. You are emotional because of what you don't know. Does that make sense? So, same scenario, nothing changed. But now you go to the shop and you're no more angry. Knowledge. Thank you so much, guys. What am I teaching you now? Is that there is so many things I can talk about here today about trading psychology. But one thing I want to tell you is that you are far mostly emotional because of something you don't know. But that thing you don't know is what I'm about to talk about. You spoke about risk management and you spoke about different capital management. And I always tell people this, that there are 3 types of management in trading: capital, risk, you. Oh, wow. Do you follow me? Interesting. You are repeating everything I'm saying. That's crazy. So you, capital, and then the risk management. The you management part is ignored. Why? Ignorance. Because if I tell you to manage you, how do you manage you? The reason why you don't manage you is because you don't have the data about you. You have the data about the market. It's on TradingView. But your data can be found in your journal. How many of you journal? Not the technicals, emotions. There you go. So how can you then now study your patterns of how you behave if you don't have a journal about you? Now, why do you need to study your patterns? Because of your cognitive functions. You see, there are something that we call the cognitive biases. It is what will make you say, I'm going to go into the market and be disciplined, and you still won't because of your cognitive functions. So I love what he said there about patience. And I was looking at it as like, it is true. People need to learn how to be patient. But what does it really mean to be patient? Patience is not just waiting. It's the attitude in which you wait. Does that make sense? So that means your mindset must be able to wait before even the market. I want to talk about cognitive biases a little bit. This is the pivotal point of why no matter how much you tell yourself you will go to the next level, you may never go to the next level. And I'm going to just use this to wrap up. As I said, I will not be able to teach you guys every single thing you want to know. However, I will do my best to make sure you leave here differently. What is a cognitive bias? It is the shortcut that your brain takes to get something right. Isn't that how human beings we are? You know this is what I need to do, but you just believe there must be a way that will let me get there faster. Is that board supposed to be for me? Can I get it? I want to show you guys something. Okay. Can I help you? Let's go. All right. Thank you. I want a black one. Thank you. All right. I want to show you guys something. When we say somebody is a profitable trader, how many of you guys are profitable in this room? Okay. How many of you guys have seen blues in your life? So why was your hand down when I said how many people are profitable in this room? Oh, you mean you don't make withdrawals? I'm going to show you guys something in a second. Let's say all you have in your trading accounts is $100. Let's start from here because there is nothing wrong with starting with $100, you know. We all start from somewhere. You'll be shocked how much I share with. Anyways, so let's say all you have in your trading account is $100. Now, this is the mistake people make. You see, this $100, it cannot buy you the Mercedes. It cannot buy you the house. It cannot solve all your financial problems. But you know what it can do? It can do something about your groceries. So do you know what happens most times to people? When they say they have $100, what is 10% of $100? How many of you have made $10 in your life before? Did you withdraw? Okay, so there you have it. Now, 10% is good business, isn't it? Your capital is just small. So you are a profitable trader. You are just an ungrateful one. I'm sorry. No offense. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just provoking you a little bit. Because if you tell yourself every single week making 10%, I'll buy groceries, $10 can buy something. And the more you keep on focusing on using that 10% to solve your groceries, eventually, I promise you this. There is a saying in the Bible, very powerful Bible verse. It says, he who is able to manage the little can be trusted with much. So if you can solve your groceries with 10%, eventually God will lead you to that house and that Mercedes with a trading account. You will ask me, Cliff, okay. But do you guys understand this? On my whole entire life, the number one reason people don't make withdrawals is this. So you can now tell yourself, wow, if somebody asks you, how do you eat? From trading. Then 2-3 years later, how did you buy your car? From trading. But you see, your cognitive bias will not allow you. That is where it is in the cognitive bias is where you find confirmation bias. You will find loss aversion. What is loss aversion? It is your desire not to lose being bigger than your desire to gain. Wow, this is hard. This is what this means. So you took an entry. What is the most traded pair in this room? I trade NASDAQ. What do you trade? XAUUSD. This is the video I posted and people almost attacked me. Anyways, but then, okay, so let's say gold. I want to talk about gold for a second. See, some of you need to stop trading gold. For now. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, see, this market here, an edge is supposed to give you confidence. If the strategy is working for your mentor and it's not working for you, it is not the edge problem, it's your emotions, not matching with the assets. That is it. Gold is a very, very aggressive player. You know why? Because everybody is trading it. We'll talk about that later on. So let's say, for example, you take a buy entry here, and then you said, no matter what happens, my stop loss. How many stop loss do you normally use for gold? Really? Wow, you guys are sniper entry killers. 20 pips for gold because you want to make money with this, isn't it? You see right there. But anyways, let's say if you buy gold from here and this is your stop loss. Now, this is what loss aversion will do. So when it now start turning around, you will tell yourself, oh man, I don't want to hit stop loss. So you're going to remove it, hoping that it will reverse. Now, this is where it gets trickish. So it's going to come down to your stop loss and you have removed it. It's going to keep on going. And then because of overconfidence, which is another cognitive bias, you will buy again. So you will buy again. Then it won't still go then. This is where, oh my God. You see how cognitive bias works together? So I've talked about loss aversion. So now you have removed your stop loss once over here. Now the stop loss is in your head. It's no more on the charts. Congratulations. So now you are saying, oh, it will reverse. And you know what is funny? It will reverse. But you're supposed to know that is a retest. But because of anchoring bias, you are so anchored on the idea that it will reverse that you think this is a pullback. So now you tell yourself, oh, okay, finally it's reversed. Let me just go and cook and come back. So now when you come back, you open your account and then you open it one eye, right? Because when you see, you know how I know. Number one, I've been there and I've met a lot of people in psychology. I have a lot of case studies. I could have shared my screen with you guys with it, but then, I didn't bring my device. Case study. Sometimes I look at one lady and she's in Dubai. She takes 20 trades a day. I say, from today, you take only 3 trades maximum a day. She said, 3 trades? I said, 3 trades. Something is happening, addiction. So now you remove the stop loss and then now it kicks you out. Now the loss aversion that's kicking is called loss aversion. So in cognitive biases, we have different types of cognitive biases. Hopefully I don't finish this whole thing, but we'll see. May God have mercy on me. Number one, we have what we call, if you're going to write something now. We have something called confirmation bias. If this is all I teach you today, that is fine. About cognitive biases. It is one of the most important things. Confirmation bias. What is confirmation bias? Confirmation bias is when you come to me and say, Cliff, do you think gold will buy? So I don't see it. You're like, are you sure? Look at the support. The resistance, look at it. What you're doing is you're trying to confirm a bias from me. It doesn't matter if it's right or not. It satisfies you. It's called gratification. So the moment I say, oh yeah, I think it will buy, you carry that as a conviction and take it into the market. It's called confirmation bias. This confirmation bias is not just in trading. It's in life. So let's say 3 people. 2 of them like each other so much. The other one is an annoying one. They now start telling each other the things. Do you see this guy? He talks too much. You want to confirm so that you guys will be happy hating on this guy. It's called confirmation bias. The second one I will talk about is the loss aversion. We already explained that. Loss aversion. The third one we can put here, overconfidence bias. Overconfidence. But this one, you see, when people come to me and tell me, Cliff, what is the difference between a bad trade and a good trade? I will tell you the difference. A bad trade is not a trade you made money. And a good trade is not a trade. A bad trade is not a trade that you lost money. And a good trade is not a trade that you made money. A good trade is a trade you plan to take. And a bad trade is a trade you didn't plan to take. So what that means is that even if you take a bad trade and you make money, it's still a bad trade, meaning you didn't plan to take that trade, so you lost. Now, overconfidence normally, funny enough, comes from when you are having a winning streak. So that is why I always tell my people that if you lose money, don't cry. If you make money, don't celebrate. Because your brain does not do what you tell it to do. It does what it is trained to do. Are you with me? So next thing that you need to be able to understand, you're going to become overconfident. But how then do you stop yourself? You stop yourself by having limitations in your trading. The fourth one is anchoring bias. Anchoring bias is a type of bias that you are anchored on a certain kind of bias. So if they say gold is going to buy, even if it's taking 2 weeks, you don't want to change your mind, even though the data is saying that, hey, things are going to change. Then we have the fifth one here. We can call here, maybe let's say, this one is a good one. FOMO. It's a cognitive bias. So FOMO is how a lot of companies sell anything. All right. When you go to the grocery store, whether anywhere, it doesn't matter. Ghana, any part of the world, it doesn't matter. When you walk into the shop, so you will find that there are mostly the little toffees and every single thing at the bottom of the shelves. It's not for you, it's for the kid, to you. So the kid will see the toffee and be like, mommy, I want that toffee, right? So because of people around them, you start to feel embarrassed that you cannot buy the toffee for your kid. So you buy it for the kid. So you are a herd. We have something in human race called the herding behavior. We follow the majority. So this is what also makes people follow something, because everybody is buying it, then it means it must be right. So it's a cognitive bias that you're going to go through. Then we can talk about all of these over and over again, but how do they work together? Quite very simple. How do you stop these negative patterns? Awareness. Awareness. Let me ask something. What is this? One, how did you know? You will never know, right? Until I correct it. So if, let's say, if it's 1, then the next time I do this, you will say is 2. But what if I did this and I said I'm pointing the sky? So next time if I do this, what would you say? So in order for you to study patterns, you must be enjoying getting things wrong. Are you with me? You can only study patterns to the level of how many times you've been wrong. Do you know the technical term in that in trading? Somebody can get it right. Can somebody get it right? What is the technical name for that in trading? If you get it right, I was going to promise, but I want to see if my team is going to beat me up. Okay. If anybody get it right, you will get a gift. What is the technical name for that in trading? Nobody? Come again? When you are getting things wrong in order for you to get it right in the future, what's the name? Thank you very much. Who is that? You? What's your name? Okay, you have a gift from me. It's called back testing. So back testing is not something you go to just quickly go make money to take it. It's you going into the market to get things wrong as many times as you can, 100 times, 200 times, so that in the future you can get it right. So let me tell you something right now. In trading, you don't start with a 100% winning ratio. You start with negative. You build it to there. It's called reverse engineering. So that means every single person here, your strategy is negative. You are now about to reduce the mistakes by learning from them to build it to a positive ratio. Does that make sense? So if you have not backed any strategy, I promise you eventually you will never make money. So the last thing I want to talk about here is the techniques. As I said, forgive me. I can teach you 3 hours. If you have been on my YouTube before, I'll have sessions that I talk people for 3 hours. But today is not the day. What are some of the techniques you do to get your mind right? One of them truly is meditation and mindfulness. You got it right, brother. Meditation and mindfulness. You see, the ability to be mindful is very powerful. It is what makes you start to be able to understand that you can calm things around you. As I said, I was talking to you guys and I said, the body reacts to things based on what is receiving. So let's say, for example, have you ever watched any movie in your life and you get so angry at the character that you start screaming at it? You've done it before? Okay, so your brain does not know the difference between what is real and what is not. So why are you screaming at the character? It's very powerful, isn't it? So that means your brain does not know that you are broke now. You told it. Are you guys? I'm pausing here for a second. Meditate on that. Are you learning? Your brain doesn't know you don't have $1 million. You told it. It is true. I've shared my story before, but then sometimes people don't believe me. I'm a product of mental transformation. One of the things I used to fight a lot was speaking into existence. I'd be like, these people are crazy. What do you mean you speak into existence? I will always be challenging. But you see one thing? I told myself, I said, Cliff, if you are broke, what do you have to lose? Try it. Just try it. So one thing that you need to understand is that when you are meditating and you are being mindful, you are seeing a different dimension that you are not in yet. So every single day that you wake up, I remember one of the people that was telling me, Cliff, you are always talking about psychology, and you are talking about mindfulness. What do you mean by that? So I made a video one time. I went to the studio with a team, and then I did a video about affirmation. So I posted it. Now, mind you, in this industry, I never knew, believe me, when we started in 2012, I never knew there is a way you can build a brand with Forex. I just thought it's a personal thing you do in your room. So people ask me, where have you been? I said, I've been here. And so when they saw me talking about affirmation, they're like, what are you talking about affirmation? I remember one guy commented on my picture one time and said, why are you saying we should fast? Why are you bringing fasting into trading? I laughed. I said, the fasting is not for trading, it's for the trader. Because when you fast, you start to kill some tendencies that will worry you in the market. So you see, when you hear ignorant people speak, it's funny. Why are you fasting? Isn't fasting supposed to be for a religious activity? Who told you? You just don't understand. So when I did the affirmation video, I remember that day, if you also create content in this industry, you understand it's not easy, especially when you post and you get 300 views and 500 views and 1,000 views. So when I posted this video, I was talking to my team and I said, so we woke up the next day in the morning and then the video was at 10K. Okay. Checked it again, 20K. So I said, okay, this video is doing well. So I went and I spoke to my graphic team and I said, hey, I think we're going to hit 100K. So design a flyer to celebrate 100K. Checked it again, and the next day we have 200K. As I'm talking to you right now, the video is sitting on 1.1 million views. What is happening? People are waking up to psychology. Enough is enough. So now I want to challenge you. That you came into this room today and you're like, how do I become a profitable trader? Number one, you need to contend for light, knowledge. Stop telling yourself things like, they are manipulating me. It's a baby conversation you're having right there. Stop it. Nobody's manipulating. I told you this, and it's from a place of respect. You don't have that much to be manipulated. It's a business you signed up for, and you say you want to make money. It's a big boy's business. So you want to make money, you need to learn. Learn what? I always tell this to my students. I say, if you're not worrying your mentor, you are in the wrong environment. I tell my students, I say, worry me. Ask me the questions. Cliff, how did you make this money? One time, one of them asked me, Cliff, how did you become profitable in trading? I said, I became a profitable trader when I didn't need money in trading. Because the financial market is not the place you go to make money. It's a place you go to multiply money. So you can't multiply what you don't have. Does that make sense? So if you have $10, if you want to multiply it, 10% of that is how much? Celebrate. You did it, but you're not happy. You know why? Because you're not fulfilled. Now I'm going to go back to the slide where I was showing you guys here. The reason why people are not fulfilled is because all the goals over here, hopefully this works, all the goals over here is connected to one account, which is $100. The house, the car, the food, every single thing is in one portion here. So what that means is that when they make $10 on top of 100, they are not fulfilled. Why? Because that $10 cannot buy the car. But meanwhile, that $10 is good money. So where do we start from to become a profitable trader? Separate your account. Just like how companies franchise. If let's say you come to me right now and tell me, Cliff, I want to start a coffee shop and I give you $1,000. It may not start Starbucks, but it can start something. When you now grow, you multiply it, you franchise it. Does that make sense? So if all you have is $100, start by using that to fix your groceries. Start by using that to fix your groceries. Now, after you've been able to fix your groceries, what do you do next? The next thing you do is you start planning towards something. Now, you know one thing your brain will tell you? Now, this is why I want you guys to listen to me carefully. Now, don't forget it. Don't mind me. My passion is going up because that's how I am. When I start getting energetic, I'm like, it's time to speak. This is what you can do. Some of you guys will tell yourself, but how much is $50? Save that for 3 years and I promise you this. If you don't do that, in 3 years' time, you will wish you would have saved $50. Is that true? Sometimes you get to the point of, man, I wish I could have $10. But meanwhile, 3 years ago, you had the opportunity to save $50. Now that $50 in 3 years can become your new opening branch of your business, which is trading, from $100 probably to $500. Now, if you are solving groceries, now you're about to solve savings. Now, you know one thing about compound effects? If it took you 3 years to get 500, it won't take you 3 years to get to the next one. Isn't that powerful? So one thing that you need to start doing is, how do I become a profitable trader? I'm telling you that you already are a profitable trader. You are just not grateful. So now you made $10. Father, thank you. Few years ago, I didn't even know how to even make $1. If I put my money in the bank, it will not be multiplied. But here I am doing it in my room. Father, thank you. Whatever you worship. Does that make sense? So God, thank you. $1 is what I have. What are you doing right there? You are doing something that is doing something to your mind. Now, you guys know me a lot. I believe in principles and laws. That is how your life changes. And as principles, whether you believe it or not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't care about your sentiment. If you stand on the top of a 50-story building and you said, oh man, this guy is talking about principles, I don't care. Jump. Jump and say you don't believe in the law of gravity. Jump. You will go down. So same thing about laws and principles in life. Whether you believe in gratitude or not, it doesn't care about your sentiment. So when you are around 4 people and every single person is complaining, run. Why? Because they are programming hardship around their life. So one thing that you do is now you go to your secret place and say, Father, all I have is $10, but thank you. Then 3 years later, they will find you and be like, how did this guy become multiplied? They didn't know you subscribe to principles. So right now that you are here, what am I telling you? That $10 may look small, but thank God and see. Guys, I did this. This is my testimony. I'm telling you. You see, I grew up in an environment whereby I grew up with my grandmother a little before I traveled from here in Ghana. And sometimes when I'm not feeling well, that is when I get the fried rice and the chicken. Hey, Junior, are you okay? So I realized, so if I'm okay, I don't get a chicken. Okay. So then I'll always keep on saying I'm not okay then. But you see what is funny? What it was happening was it was programming a certain kind of mindset that will affect me in the future. So when I meet businessmen, guess what I did? How are you, Cliff? Oh man, I don't know. Life is hard. Businessmen don't want to hear that. How are you doing, Cliff? I'm great. So I didn't know that. So because it came from a programming from my ancestors, I thought the only way to get something is to look like you are suffering. But you see, principles don't care. Whether you are ignorant, vodka. Oh boy. Whether you are ignorant, principles don't care. So what will happen is you will not be programming life. So now it's called the arsenals of psychology. You wake up in the morning. I am. Finish it. I am. Good. What are you doing? You are reprogramming your mind. And it takes time because the brain has to be trained. So I am a profitable trader. I know that the market is tough, but I am disciplined. You are rewiring your mind. Do you know why? Because funny enough, in scientific research, the only thing that the subconscious minds obey is the word I am. Is that in your Bible? God told Moses, when you go, tell them who sent you. Do you know why? Because at that time, do you know who God told him to tell? Do you think God was saying, tell the Egyptians? Do you know who God told Moses to tell? Who was the people? It was the Israelites, God's people, who prayed to him and said, that come and save us is the same people Moses said, if I go, who do I tell them sent me? Can you imagine that? But he said, listen, I can tell you all the things to tell them, but I want you to do something to their mind. Your subconscious mind. I'm wrapping up by letting you understand how powerful your mind is. That's why I say fix your mind, fix your trading. Because in laws, now we are wrapping up with laws and principles. In the law, in this word called the law of territory says, you cannot live in any territory without the components of the territory. This is my last message now, and I'm wrapping up. That is why you cannot wear McDonald's uniform and work in KFC. It's a law of territory. Okay. So, God said, listen, I'm going to create human beings. In order for them to live here, even though they are spirits, I need to create for them a mortal body. So you and I, so it's illegal for you to live on earth without a mortal body. Does that make sense? Okay. But then God said, listen, if they only have mortal body, they won't survive. So I need to create something in them that makes them to be able to access the spiritual realm, the things you cannot see. Let me just say so they don't be like, what is he talking about? But the things you can see to the things you can see. So he created the mind. So the mind is the mediator between the spiritual realm and the physical realm. The mediator is where we get the word media from. So now you know how media is powerful. So the more you listen to music, it doesn't matter. Just listen to it 15 days later on, you start singing a song even though you didn't write the lyrics down. The mind. So the word I am programs your subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind is like an autopilot in flying a plane. That is who you are. The Bible says, as a man thinketh, so is he. Your subconscious mind. So right now, your subconscious mind believes you are a defeated trader. It believes you are not a profitable trader. It believes you are not a disciplined trader. It believes that you cannot be able to be consistent. So in order for you to become a consistent trader, you need to start fixing something that will take you to the next level. Now, let's wrap up. How do you go to the next level to become a profitable trader? Number one, what you tell yourself must change. And sometimes I'm sorry, but then if you're not careful and then, you look at people and say, how did he do it? They are not special. I always tell people, they say, oh, Cliff the goat. I said, I'm not. The only difference between you and I is I've lost more than you. And I've learned from those losses. If you decide today, wake up and say, I'm going to lose 1,000 times, you can beat Cliff. No, you want to make wins 1,000 times. You want to lose 1,000 times. So one thing I always tell people this, that switched up the majority of people that follow me on Instagram. I said, a stop loss is a stopped trade. When you stop a loss, you've not lost the trade. So in my community, we don't just only celebrate take profit, we also celebrate stop losses. So you come to me like, Cliff, guess what? What? I stopped 3 losses today. Congratulations, you did well. Does that make sense? Mindset shift. So it is a perception is what's taking you where you are right now. So I challenge you before we wrap up today, that are you ready to become a profitable trader? If the answer is yes, then I want you to write down in your book on your phone and say, I am a profitable trader. And I challenge you. I challenge you. Truly in the next 21 days, repeat, I am a profitable trader to yourself every single day. And you will start to see that something start happening to your mind. So all the things that you're saying, oh, I don't want to be emotional. If I tell you don't be, it's not going to change anything. It depends on what you have told yourself. So remember, my brother, you remember the smile? The next time that life is beating you, smiling is not what happens to you. It's what you do to happen to you. Meditating comes from the point of something you want to think about continuously. I was thinking because I don't want to teach. But if I don't branch this in, he will never get anything out of the question he asked. So you guys should forgive me. There are 2 types of emotions. There is complex emotion and there is basic emotion. So the basic emotion is the things that you feel generally. Like if somebody pains you, insults you, you get angry. If something happens to you, you get happy, excited. It's basic emotion. Now, complex emotion is when 2 or more basic emotions comes together to form a complex one. So it only happens when you meditate on something happening to you over and over again. So let's say if somebody insults you now from this event, or maybe you wanted to shake me. I'm just saying, and I didn't shake him. My manager was like, oh no, don't shake him. Even though he may have been coming from a better place or whatever happens, if you take that away and say, this guy, I don't even like him, you will now meditate on it. Eventually, you would develop rage towards me. So you meditated on the event that happened by thinking about it over and over again, and it created a complex emotion in your heart. So it is a complex emotion as a trader you don't want. But the basic emotion is normal. You lose your trade, you get angry, split second, that is okay. Does that make sense? One time I'll never forget, I took a BTC trade, it was an analysis I did, and I knew it was going up to the 70,000s. I put my stop loss at break even. We are practicing proper risk management. Came, kicked me out, and went there. I woke up and was like, what? So you kicked me out and went there. Immediately, I wanted to look for another entry. And I said, no, I am a disciplined trader. This move will happen again and again and again. What did I say? You don't think thoughts to kill it. You talk to kill it. So meditation is now you thinking about something that is good. Whatsoever that is true. Whatsoever that is. Bible students here? Yeah. Meditate on these things. Does that make sense? So you want to take yourself, okay, today I'll be profitable. You sit down. Today I'll be profitable. I'll be profitable. I'll follow my trading plan. Meditate. You can get some music if you want. Does that make sense? So that is how you meditate.
Please, let's give it up. Please. Nana, don't go yet, sir. Another question. Okay, thank you. Please, you spoke about the power of the subconscious mind and it being an autopilot. So something you do frequently, it gets to a point where now it drives you to do things you don't even think about. So I've met people talking about only the power of the subconscious mind. So I don't know. I think the conscious mind also has a part to play, but
Yes.
people have not really spoken about. So I don't know
Yeah.
if you can throw some light on it for us.
Yes. So again, as you said about the autopilot, let's use the plane as an example. So if a pilot wants to fly a plane the first few minutes, and so he has to organize things. So he has to make sure the coordinators is great. He has to make sure that he's in the right altitude. Those things are the conscious mind, sorry. So he is manually making sure that the plane is in the right place to leave it to fly on its own. So that is the conscious mind. So you came here with your conscious mind. You didn't just sleepwalk here. So your conscious mind brought you here. If you take note, it's your conscious mind, right? If you ask questions, your conscious mind is doing that. The question didn't come from your subconscious mind. But the subconscious mind is what changes your behavior and your actions overall. So let's say, for example, if you meet somebody and then when they enter into a room, they just want to be in their own corner. It's not them. It's their subconscious mind. But then if that person wants to change, then he has to now consciously enter a room and walk to people and say, how are you doing? The first time he won't feel it. He won't like it. It will be very awkward. But when he keeps on doing it over and over again, now the moment he enters into a room after 21 days, 60 days, whatever, naturally you will see him walking around. How are you doing? Now he doesn't even know that he's even doing that. So that is why it's called the 5 stages in trading. You will find out you changing your conscious mind to your subconscious to strength. So for example, unconscious incompetence. That is how we all started it. Ignorance, you don't know what you're doing, stage number 1. Stage number 2, conscious incompetence. You are consciously aware that you are incompetent about this business. Stage number 3, aha moment. Now you want to learn. Teach me, Mr. Ben. Why did you take this trade? Oh. 4th stage is what we call the conscious competence. Now you are consciously aware of the rules you need to follow to become profitable. The last stage is where you want to get to now. It's called the unconscious competence. That stage is how you brush your teeth. It's how you ride your bike. It's how we drive. Does that make sense? So your subconscious mind is going to receive as many information from your conscious mind, but then if in the beginning it won't believe it. So if you say, I am a profitable trader, your subconscious mind is saying, this is an error, you are not. Then you keep on saying it again. That's why it takes time. I am a millionaire. You say, no, you're not. Look at where you are. That's your subconscious mind. It is true. So now you keep on saying it and saying it until you say, oh, you are a millionaire. So now you dress like it, talk like it, shake like it. You will now not say, oh, this restaurant is only for the rich people. Who told you that? Even if you don't have money now, that is fine. Go buy still water anyways. You know what I'm saying? Do I have 2 minutes? Can I get 2 minutes? I want to do something to your mind. Okay? Can I get you and him? I want to show you guys something so that I believe what I'm about to share right now by the grace of God will change somebody's life. For you to understand everything I've talked about, this is all that I'm trying to say. Let's say your name is Thoughtful Tim and you are Careless Carl. They both came to me and said they want to learn how to trade. I said, okay, cool, no problem. So I gave Thoughtful Tim and Careless Carl the same structure of my trading plan. I said, I'm going to take you through awareness. I'm going to let you study who you are to become more about yourself. Thoughtful Tim is like, Cliff, I don't care. Teach me anything you want to teach me. Careless Carl is like, no, man, like, show me the way to make money. Cool. So right now, I took them through a 3 years transformation period of teaching them how to trade. Thoughtful Tim was always listening to me. He did everything he was supposed to do, blah, 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 whatnot. Then after 3 years, he is not profitable. He is also not profitable, meaning that they have not gotten the money that they want to solve some certain things. Does that make sense? But then after a while, Careless Cow started going on to different places, different YouTube channel. Man, even what Cliff even told me is even stupid. I've seen a new strategy. He's always going around looking for a holy grail strategy that doesn't even exist. But Thoughtful Tim is like, man, I want you to keep on teaching me, Cliff. I said, Thoughtful Tim, go read this book. So I gave him, in their mentorship, I gave him all the books. He didn't read. He read Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. So it taught him about financial thermostat. He read about how to be a leader. He read about communication skills. He learned, communication is different from speaking. Okay, so he learns. So I told him, Thoughtful Tim, go to the fanciest restaurants near you. He was like, hey, but Cliff, I don't have money. I said, don't worry, buy just water. But when you're going, just at least go still read your book. So he took his book, he went and he read. And Mr. Ben, the multi-millionaire, came in. And when he was now coming, Thoughtful Tim, about Careless Car, I don't know where he is. But Thoughtful Tim was reading his book, and then Mr. Ben just tripped. And he said, oh, I'm sorry to Mr. Ben. What did he use? The arsenal of communication. Oh, I'm sorry. And Mr. Ben said, oh, I am sorry. I said, no, no. So Mr. Ben now saw the book he's reading because real recognized real. So what happens? Oh, what book are you reading? What do you do? And he said, oh, I'm a financial market trader. Oh, wow, you must be making money. Not really, but we are doing what we can do. He said, okay, how much do you make in a year? Oh, in a year, I can make like, let's say 60%. 60%? Do you know why? Because in the realm of investors, 60% is bonanza. But to you, it's small. Why? $100. No problem. We'll come there. So now at the end of the day, he's saying, oh, 60%. Wow. So if I give you $1,000,000, you can make 60% in a year? Tough what to say. But then leadership. Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, we will still apply the same risk management. He's not, oh my God, leadership. It's financial, he's developed. Now, I don't know where he's going to be. God forbid. That is not going to be your testimony. But now, you see, 3-4 years, he was never profitable. But because he read the book, even though he didn't understand, he listened, even though he didn't get why. Eventually, his next level came by a man called Mr. Ben, tripping on his feet. But all the arsenals that makes him communicate to be able to talk to people on that level was already there. Imagine if it was careless cow. Why did you trip on my feet? Can't you see where you're going? Lack of leadership. Because he didn't read that book. So no enlightenment. So while he's saying, oh my God, I want to make money, one thing he doesn't know is that skill set only gives you opportunities. What pays you is attitude.
Clap, 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 clap. Wow. I saw some.
All right, thank you, sir, for the opportunity. I want to ask, can your environment have a negative impact on your trading psychology?
Yes. I'm going to answer this in a very fast way. You see this room that we're in right now? When you go out, you will feel the difference. You will notice that the outside is totally different from where we are now. Does that make sense? So environment plays a key role. You may have heard this before, and it's not like a cliche. You are the 4 people you hang out with. You like, it's true. If the 4 people you hang out with are broke, eventually you didn't count well. It's 5. Yeah, you didn't count well. That's the truth. So if you hang out with 4, some of you guys, you want to be a trader and all your friends are footballers. You are joking. Even your mentor is not your friend. Oh, yeah, he's just my mentor, And then you now go and join actual friends. Who not, hey, you, this trading thing, isn't that Ghanaian people's school mostly? This trading thing, you are still doing this trading thing. This trading thing. Anyways, so at the end of the day, environment plays a big role. Environment, is if you want to know how environment is a key factor, look at social media algorithm. The things you watch, they say recommended for you. Does that make sense? So it's all a borrowed technical things from the realm of the spirit. So now the 4 people you hang out with, if they're all complaining, eventually you complain. So now people actually compete about who is the brokest one in the room. Oh man, things are not easy. If yours is good, the whole day I've not eaten. So it's like they are competing. Who is the pro one in the room? And then what do you do now? You tell them you win. Does that make sense? You win if you are the, So you need to make sure that you design a system that takes you away from negative environment. Guys, this thing is a law. It's a law. You see, sometimes I know we are sentimental people. But what would they say? What would they say? When you're hungry, do they call you? Do you know how I got started in trading? I went to a friend and I said, please, can you borrow me money? He said, have you heard about MT4? 2012. True story. That's how I got into trading. I went to my friend and I said, bro, can you borrow me money? I want to write an exam. I wanted to write SAT at that time. And he said, oh, bro, I don't want. But bro, have you heard about MT4? I said, oh, wow. But I took it anyways. Now here we are. Does that make sense? So it wasn't bad, but he didn't give me. That is the moral of the story. So nobody will give you. So when you are now being sad, what if I start to isolate myself? And one technique we use to stay away from negative environment is to start being the opposite. They will go. Does that make sense? So if the person is complaining, be grateful. They will say you are boring. Does that make sense? If the person doesn't like reading, you read more, they'll say you're boring. So eventually they leave. So environment plays an important role. And as a trading, you need a community. I know there are, a lot of, and if you're a mentor here, I just really want you to say that God bless you for everything you do because it's not easy. Sometimes it looks like I say, oh, you want fame. That is not what it is. But then when you carry the mentorship mantle, is that there is something in you that wants to give. But people don't understand. Does that make sense? So look for a community. You can't do it on your own. In the community, don't hide. Don't just go to make money. Go serve. Because if you serve in the community, your mentor will eventually know you. And he will tell you, he makes money from training, but that's not what he does. Anyways, you understand? So, of course, there's more business in this industry, right? But your mentor will not tell you if you are outside a circle. So I always tell people this as a mentor, it's not a shame. If you do rebates, it's okay. Teach them. Are you with me? So my last time I told you, I said people ask me, Cliff, how do you become successful in trading? It's like when I didn't need trading money. So I'm a businessman. When I was in Ukraine back then, I had a cafe. Does that make sense? And then when you now make the money, you use that money to put into your trading. So if you start eliminating trading money from the emotions, you start becoming, trust me, do it. Start telling yourself you don't need money from trading. You'll be shocked. You will start making decisions differently. So it is all mindset. Does that make sense? So your environment plays an important role. I won't lie to you. Trading is not what I do. I'm a businessman. Does that make sense? If you have a business idea right now, you talk to me, we'll see how it goes. However, I am a full-time trader and I'm also a pharmacist. So I told you my background is in science, so I'm a pharmacist. My wife is a pharmacist, but I don't practice pharmacy anymore. I only do trading. So environment really matters a lot. Does that make sense? I hope you learn something from that.
Please, let's give it up for Mr. Cliff. Before I give the mic to another person to ask, I also have a question.
You do?
Yeah.
It's a privilege.
So my question is, should I affirm it to myself or I should tell people? How do I do my affirmations?
Oh, it starts from affirmation is I am, not we are. Does that make sense? Yes. It's an I am business. And it's not we are. So if you affirm to the person, you are not affirming, you are declaring. So there is a difference between affirmation and declaration. I can stand here and say, by the grace of God, by next year, by this time, I will be a millionaire. That's declaration. That's not affirmation. Affirmation is supposed to do something to your mind. Declaration does something to the atmosphere. So they are both important.
You sound like a preacher.
I don't want to go into much deep. But anyways.
Yeah. Please, we have another question.
No worries.
Thank you for your presentation. I really love it. I've been following you on social media a lot, big time, especially the interviews you've been granting the media houses.
Okay.
My issue is backtesting. I want to know, how do you go about your backtesting? I don't know whether, for me, okay, so let me just show you how I do mine. I just go back in history. Despite the pair, I'm with EURUSD because, the rest, I don't know. I was first introduced to EURUSD, so I'm stuck with it. But it's too slow for me. I'm trying to look for another pair, but people are saying good, but it's not my line.
Right.
So I go back to a different point in history, be it 2002. Just go back, minimize the chart, make it a line. So you try to minimize or maximize, minimize, make it a line, and then maximize it. So I then look at how it plays ahead. The trading view feature where you pay for the replay. I know get that money. I'll get that money. I'll get that money. Yes, I'll get that money. So I want to know how do you go about your backtesting? Because I'm backtesting, but I still have issues.
Why do you backtest?
So I backtest to see what works for me. Especially given I don't know, I think I react a way to the market when it moves, especially in the trending market. But then I backtest to see how market plays out in certain, certain time frames or certain times in the market here.
Okay. So first of all, one of the things that I would just say, if everybody's here and you are a trader, some backtesting is supposed to do something to your mind. It's supposed to convict you. Okay? Write this down. Eventually, it will happen. Yes. This is what backtesting is supposed to do to your mind. Eventually, it will happen. The market is not new. I always tell people that before I teach them about even the market structure. The market structure is what you're backtesting, isn't it? What is market structure? Market structure is basically the combination of price and sentiments, human beings, emotions, whatever. You know that, as I told you before, you can never eliminate emotions entirely because we get emotional and the big boys also get emotional. Do you believe that? Yeah. The only difference is that when they get emotional, it affects the market. When you get emotional, it affects your pocket. What are the difference? That's the only difference. So at the end of the day, when you start backtesting, you know that the market always does the same thing over and over again, though. Higher highs, higher lows, lower highs, same thing over and over again. Distribution, accumulation, mark up phase, mark down phase, same thing, nothing different. Why is it then that you keep on always making mistakes still? So psychology comes in. What do I mean? There are people here right now with me that you don't see fractals in nature. I promise I won't teach, but let me just finish this. You don't see fractals in nature. What that simply means, have you ever seen people that you are showing them, look at the clouds? Do you see the shape is like a dog? And they're like, no, I can't see it. They don't see fractals in nature. If you take that person to a smaller time frame, they're never going to see it because they don't see fractals. It's a cognitive problem. You know how people get born and they can't walk? It's not their fault. It's a deformity. And it doesn't mean the person who can see fractals in nature is better than you. Have you ever seen autism kids that are very smarter? Because autism is just a deformity. It doesn't mean that it reduces your functionality as a human being. Right? But of course, there will be some limitations. So back testing is supposed to do something to your mind. So what I simply mean by that is that you need to understand that it is the back testing stage that you will get to know you, understand the market, understand your weakness, understand your strength, every single thing. The only difference is that in the demo account, the reason why emotionally you can't still take the same thing there is because both the market that you are trading and your emotions, they are all demo. So when you take it to the live account, it looks like as if you never backtested. You did, but you were looking for the wrong things. Do you see fractals in nature? If you don't, stick to the 4 hours. Oh, Cliff, how do I know the time frame I trade? Dad, I don't have to rush and answer you. Come and let's analyze you first. What is your cognitive ability? 1 plus 1. I was asking you. 2 plus 2, 4 plus 4, 8 plus 8, 16 plus 16, 32 plus 32. 64. You see that they have good cognitive function. Now, the other person that may not be able to be fast does not mean they are dumb. Their cognitive is just different. So now I need to understand, okay, your cognitive function is different a little bit. Does that make sense? So during the back testing, you are understanding all these things about you. Why is it that when I'm in the 4 hours, I'm making money? So now don't let sentiment and $100 want you to make more money. Say, I want to go into the smaller time frame. Stay on the 4 hours. Because during your back testing, you realize you don't see fractals in nature. So how then do you backtest? When you go in time on the replay, on the trading view, of course, I know what you mean because you only can replay on the free version on daily. So on the 4 hours and the 1 hour, you have to subscribe. Now that is where sacrifice comes in. If you think backtesting like that will help you, you need to still find a way and pay for it. So I always tell people this. If you have $1,000 and you put all the $1,000 in your broker, you don't understand trading. You need to sit down and divide. Okay, $200 will go into my studies for 6 months. $100 will be for subscriptions. After you have subtracted everything, what is remaining is what goes into your brokerage. If you put all the 1,000 without all these tools, you will lose and come back again and wish you would have done it that way. So if you want to start a coffee shop, you don't just buy all the foodstuffs and leave the chairs. What would the people say? Does that make sense? So during part of your trading, some part of the money that is in the brokerage needs to come out and go into subscription. If that will help you to backtest very well. So now you wouldn't know if smaller time frame you are good or not in backtesting because you have not invested to backtest in a smaller time frame. Does that make sense? Okay. I'm glad that you are learning something. So that is basically what I would say. That backtesting is supposed to teach you technicals, psychology, your risk management to be able to understand your risk tolerance. Do you know your risk tolerance? Do you? What is it? Do you know your risk tolerance, not risk tolerance? So you see, a lot of times, how do you identify your risk tolerance? It's not by feelings. It's not that, oh, I think I can risk $100. Based on what? How old are you? What are your conditions right now? Can you afford to lose $10? So in trading, it's not sentiment. When you sit down as a businessman and you do the numbers, you will know that some of you guys need to cut off some things. Does that make sense? So you sit down as a businessman with my current condition, I don't think I can risk $10 per trade. The moment you start doing that, you reduce emotions from your trade. That is all part of psychology. So he says something that risk management and psychology go together. It is true. Trading edge and psychology go together. It's true. But then the psychology is the foundation like building a house. So it is what will make you keep on going and not quit eventually. Does that make sense? So your back testing to me, I will tell you that I don't know what strategy you trade. What strategy do you trade? Pure price action. Pure price action, you mean? Okay, so you draw your trend lines, your support, resistance, whatever, whatnot. So you know, does this have happened to you before? You drew the area, it broke, and you said it will go there, and it looked like as it was not going to go, then eventually it goes there. That is why I made you write that thing down in the beginning. Eventually it will happen. So even if it's not going there now, it's a lie. The mindset of the market is doing something to your brain. It's called inducement creation hitting. It's done by the market makers because they know you are going to lose because what the market is not looking for your money. It's looking for your emotions. It's looking for your mindset. If it finds it has found your money. So if you want to make money, you control your emotions and eventually you will see the profit. Does that make sense? So that is all that I will tell you about backtesting. Hopefully it makes sense.
Let's give it up. Let's give it up. Please, for the sake of time. Oh,
Just one more, if you don't mind.
One more.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I go for this,
No, they came here for knowledge.
Okay.
And try to get it.
okay, would you agree we should organize and get him back here again? Would you agree? Mr. Cliff, would you come back again?
We'll check the plane ticket.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah.
In trading, we all learn support and resistance.
Yes, sir.
But then I came to find out about psychological levels too.
Yeah.
Which I don't really have idea about that.
Yeah.
Can you please elaborate on that?
Yeah, it's the same thing. The psychology levels and support and resistance are the same thing. The only difference between the support and resistance that you are seeing now and the psychological levels is what you are seeing that moment. So in order for me to call something a ceiling, it must be blocking something. In order for me to call this place a floor, it means it's already visible when it's blocking something. Does that make sense? But then if I have not made a floor yet, I can basically, this is where I want to put the floor when I'm building this house. So it is a psychological area of the design of the floor. It doesn't mean it exists yet. But then when you look at, for example, when iPhone released their whole product, they will sell some of the iPhones for, let's say, 1,000 something, whatever. So right now with precision, you can sometimes predict the range of the price of how much iPhone will sell their next Apple product. It's a psychological price level that you are going to think based on patterns of how much you have priced several things. Does that make sense? But you can only know this based on the attachment you have about the assets. A lot of people, this is what I said on my social media, and it came with some kind of comment here. I said, if you don't know where XAU USD closed last week without you looking at the chart, you are not trading XAU USD. This is what I said. If I ask you how much you bought your phone, you know the price. So you should know the price of where you said you are a gold trader. You don't trade gold. So one of the things I tell people sometimes is that in order for you to understand things like psychological levels, you need to know the asset. This is the mistake most traders make, and I'll tell you quickly and then we wrap up. Number one, if let's say you have been in the oil business for so long, and you are into the filling station, whatever, and you come into the market to trade Forex, why do you trade gold? Why don't you trade oil? You already understand how the oil business works. But the reason why you wouldn't trade oil because you think everybody is trading GBP, JPY. Remember, FOMO, fear of missing out, herding behavior. So you start learning something new that you know nothing about. There was a lady in Dubai that she came to me. She loves coffee a lot. And she's asking me, Cliff, how do you trade Frankfurt tea? And that's 100. I said, what do you like to eat? She said, oh, I like drinking coffee. I said, let's trade coffee. Name me 4 companies that manufactures coffee. She mentioned it effortlessly. I said, that is it. The reason why I trade NASDAQ is because I love tech. Does that make sense? You love coffee. Trade coffee. That is why the brokers give you those kind of commodities. So you will find a person saying, I blew my money with Forex, and you ask them what, they don't even know what the asset they blew. But they blew with the commodities, trading gold. Do you know there are 2 types of gold? I'm challenging you to seek for knowledge. How many commodities types do you know? Does that make sense? Have you seen them before? We have hard commodities, soft commodity. Then you will sit down writing, okay, hard commodities are this and this and that, soft commodity, that and that. Okay, which one will I trade? So these things makes you now become equipped. Then you start to know about the asset that you can predict. Based on patterns, if it breaks this level, it will hit this key psychological level. Does that make sense? So it has not happened yet, but you can predict it based on a pattern of breaking higher highs. Capish?
please let's give it up. Let's give it up. Let's give it up.
One more.
Last question.
Yes, sir.
Last question.
Thank you for the opportunity. So my question is, what would you do if you want to become a full-time trader, but your family is not in agreement?
Does everybody feel
legit question, pound?
Does everybody feel the same way?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that is a good question, and I think that, especially if you come from the African home, it's important that you also do honor your mother and your father if you want to live long. How are you? If you want to live long. I didn't used to understand that. When we are all growing up as, Christians, we just, read the Bible and, we don't really understand. So, but then some things are principles. So if you want to live long and even see your profitable trades, you need to honor your mother and your father. But then most importantly also, they don't believe you. That is the first problem. Let me talk to you for a second. They don't believe that you are a financial market trader. They just feel like you are gambling. Because right now, if you can tell them why Ghana economy is down, they'll believe you. So you see, it's knowledge. People will say, I'm a trader. What do you know about economy? If you enter into a country, how do you know why a country's economy is doing bad? Why? So now you tell them, mommy, there is something called, or daddy, there is something called economic indicators. When I enter into a country in the beginning, I look at their GDP, I look at their employment rate. It tells me if the country's currency is depreciating or appreciating. Oh, how did you know this? Based on what I'm seeing, mommy, dollar and against city will reach this. Like, why you said it? And, mommy, that is what I do. They will now respect you like a doctor. So the reason why is because you sound like a baby. Not you, but I'm saying in general, that is how we all used to sound. What do you do? This forex thing. Then they will think that you are joking around. I'm a financial market trader. What that means is that I understand the economy of the country. You speak like one. Remember your mindset. You talk like one. You dress like one. So when they ask you about forex, you don't say like it's something we are seeing how it goes. So they don't believe you. So if you want them to believe you, and you don't need to basically just force them to believe you, talk like it, walk like it, make money, buy gifts, and honor them. Mommy, this is the first cash I've made from trading. Thank you for every single thing you have done for me. Trading? What is that? That is the thing you have been doing in your room doing. I thought you were scamming. He said, no, I was actually trading. So one thing that you need to understand is that they don't believe us. They don't believe you when you don't sound convinced, even yourself. Because imagine if you come out from the room and they can see your stop loss from your face and ask you what happened. And it's I lost money. Would you think as the love they have for you, they will want you to go back and do that again? So when you hit stop loss, what do? You got that right.
That's the answer. That's the answer. You smile. You smile. Smile.
I think that is all correct.
Oh, I thought you wanted to say more.
No.
Oh, thank you. Please give it up for Mr. Chikona. It's really a privilege to have him here. You are really blessed. Honestly, he did us a favor for coming. You didn't hear him say a plane ticket. If you've blown an account, you want plane ticket. Please give it up for him as well.
I have question for them. Yes. Yes.
So, let's hear from Mr. Abbas.
Please, I just have two questions. As many as you can answer it, I'll be more than grateful. My first question is, have you learned anything so far? Have you had any change of mind? Second, how are you going to practice what you have learned so far? I just need some response from you.
I'll be shocked if someone here hasn't learned anything. I'll be shocked. Wait, let's start from Moses. Moses, what have you learned so far?
Thank you for the opportunity. I've learned that when you hit a stop loss, it means you have stopped a loss. You haven't lost. Thank you.
Give it up for him. Give it up for him. Give it up for him. Who else? Big man, what have you learned?
Yes, so I've learned nation. So supposed to be something you talk to, so not to talk to.
The fried rice seller. Okay. Please, give it up. Oh, my sweet ladies. Please, what have you learned so far? Hey, she's shy. Oh. Please, anybody else? Please. What have you learned so far?
Actually, learned a trade. The trade you plan to take, but a bad trade is one that you don't take like it.
Hey. His cognitive abilities high. This guy. So please, we are way behind time. Oh, you want to say something? Clap.
The lady wants to say something.
Oh, the ladies, they are very special. So let me give it to the lady.
I learned that if you are angry.
We can hear you. Go on.
So I learned from this chat that if you're taking a trade with 100, you put in 10, that's 10%, that's $10. You shouldn't expect to get too much to be able to purchase MSCs at that instance. But then it's something that we build over time. So at that instance, you look for basic things like
Oh, please give it up for her. My dear, are you single? She's a sharp lady. You know, we don't have a lot of women in trading. A lot of ladies don't like to trade because of this emotional thing. You understand? We are really blessed to have Mr. Chikona here. Before he leaves, we will let him give us his
So I'm sure some of us here are not on this platform. No, do you know he spoke about environment? You need to join the right environment to grow. That's why Bitcoin Capital. If you are here and you are not on the Bitcoin Capital platform, you are wasting your time. And very soon your mom will kick you out of the house. You understand? So first join the Bitcoin Capital platform. We are all over the place. I'm sure so far as you are here, you can get us on your social media channels. You should join immediately. And Mr. Chekona would okay. I think Mr. Abbas can help us. Or would you like so that
What do you want?
the social media handles?
Oh, it's literally Cliff underscore Chikona or Cliff Chikona.
Yes.
The name Chikona is unique, by the grace of God, is a name that I received, and now it's legally my name.
No,
you're
not clapping.
He
received it.
I just want to do justice to that so that you understand. My original name wasn't Cliff or Chikona. So I'm just letting you guys know so that it doesn't look like, where did he get it from? So it's now a brand name in my actual name in my passport right now. So if you type Cliff Chikona, it will take you directly on Google, wherever you will find it. I don't think anybody has it now. For now. Waiting God will exist, I guess. Yeah, so Cliff underscore Chikona.
Cliff underscore
so
Chikona.
CHEQONA.
Please, have you got it?
Yeah. All right.
Please, let's give it up for him once more.